We'll call this meeting to order. And I'm filling in for Jason. Jason wasn't going to make it back till late this evening, although I tried to talk him into it. So, first on the agenda is the consent agenda. All of the following items which concern reports and items of a routine nature normally approved at AHA meetings will be approved by one vote unless any trustee desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and action on the following items. A, minutes of the Finance Committee meeting on July 17th, 2012. B, minutes of the monthly trustee meeting on July 17th, 2012. C, minutes of the special trustee meeting on August 13th, 2012. And D, the check report on July 6th, 2012 through August 15th, 2012. Any questions or discussion on any of these items?
Madam Chairwoman, I didn't say it right. I move we accept the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Motion by Steve Knox, second by Andrea. See, I told you I'd go blank. Long. To approve the consent agenda. Roll call vote, please.
Brown,
Yes.
Erickson,
Yes.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes. Next on the list, the CEO's report from Candace.
I'll just go over a few of the highlights from my report. On July 31st, Lorna from QMM, that's the company that does the billing for our clinic, came up and presented information to the clinic staff and physicians on coding and documentation. And I think that was a worthwhile evening that we all spent. And in addition to that, we also have a consultant coming that was arranged through SSM that will be coming this Thursday to review the clinic flow and processes to try to help us target some areas where we can improve. So we're looking forward to that, and that will be again on this Thursday. You can see some of the things that we've been working on, some of the meetings and everything that staff have attended. Mary Harold and Pat Nida and Mary Rose have been busy with patient safety. Mary's really been working a lot on quality. Of course, the thing that's keeping everybody quite busy is the EHR, and you can see that report there. It does get better day by day. It is a struggle. It is EHR. It's our new life, and our lives revolve around the EHR project, but it does get better day by day. We're able to tweak those things that that need changed, and I think that it's getting easier. And I was talking to Heather today, and she had several bills that were ready to go out. And something that Heather and Albert have been working on is making sure that the charges are hitting the claims correctly so that we have clean claims and that those will not have to be reworked once they get to the billers. So it's going better. We'll get there eventually. You can see the new staff that we've hired. We've hired a couple of new maintenance men that are on staff now. Some other housekeeping staff, registration staff. Several meetings attended. Been pretty busy, actually. We met today, and I think one of the things we talked about is we got to figure out how to get more patients in the hospital. That's the key to. We lost quite a bit of money this last month, a little over 100,000. And it comes down to we have got to have inpatients. We've got to have patients in the hospital. We cannot cut ourselves to a profit. we've got to figure out how to get more patients in the hospital. Our average daily census has dropped to 1. And the overhead that we have to carry to support that inpatient staff, it's too expensive. We've got to have patients in the hospital. That is just the down and dirty of it. So we've got to figure out what we can do to keep patients from being transferred out. We've got to be sure that we are keeping the patients that we can take care of, to make sure that we're getting those patients that do need to be in the hospital. So we'll be working on that over the next month to see what we can do. Does anybody have any questions about anything in my report? Okay. Strategic plan that's been out for a couple of months now for review and consideration, and any changes that might need to be made to that. I won't take you through the entire thing, but you can see some of the things that we already have been working on and some of the things that we have planned. And as was it Regina? Somebody made a comment, this isn't something that you just finish and it's done. It's ever changing and evolving, and we will continue working on it actively, making changes and moving forward throughout the year, of course. So if you ever have any thoughts or suggestions, please feel free to bring that up. But if you don't have any other questions or suggestions, I would like to present that as the strategic plan for 2013.
I would move to accept the Share Medical Center written report as presented.
A second.
Let's beat you to the punch. Motion made by Steve Knox, second by Scott Brown, to approve the Share Medical Center written report. Roll call vote, please.
Brown?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Kinsey?
Yes.
Knox?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes. I'd like to entertain a motion for the approval or disapproval of the SMC Strategic Plan 2012-2013.
I move we approve the SMC Strategic Plan 2012-2013.
Second.
Motion by Scott Brown, second by Dr. Kinsey, to approve the Share Medical Center Strategic Plan. Roll call vote, please.
Brown?
Yes.
Erickson?
Yes.
Kinsey?
Yes.
Knox?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Sanderson?
Yes. Next item is the CFO's report. Albert?
Well, as Candace mentioned, the average daily census for the month of July was 1, compared to 1.13 last month and 2.55 last year. Nursing home continues to run strong. They had an average daily census of 51.35 for July, compared to 52.40 for June of this year, and then last year was 50.52. In a couple of days, I don't know what your census is now, Jane, but a couple of days you went 54 and 55 patients. So,
For 12 hours, between yesterday and today, I had 56, but
Yeah.
I was fleeting.
so nursing home continues to be busy, and I think once we get, we've been approved for skilled. Once we get that going, I think that will hopefully increase our census a little bit more and stuff. Operating loss for the combined entity of $112,626 for the month. Last year was a loss of $91,358. Operating loss for the hospital, $133,921. And then actually the nursing home had a little bit of a profit, $21,295. The Medicare length of stay was 2.30, so we kind of went from probably having too much length of stay. Now that it's, could be a little bit more. We don't want it to be a whole lot more. But, we could average another almost day there and still be in a good range. Continued growth in the number of patients seen in the clinics. We had 134 new patients this month. Majority of them was Casey, her getting kind of up to speed going in. Emergency room continues to be busy. We had 75 more visits this year compared to last July, which radiology and lab, feeds off that. So the outpatient numbers are up there. And PT, even though they was busy last year, they still had 25 more visits this year than last year at this time. Tax revenue continues to grow. We had $138,000 that we received first part of August into that fund. QHR, the last payment went to them on July 31st, so we all have them paid off. A couple other things we're working on a report for the physician stats with Meditech. You'll notice the new format on the income statement balance sheet that is out of the system, so we won't have to, take a printout and then have Heather convert it into Excel. So we'll just be able to, whatever comes out of the system, be able to print that out, and hopefully we'll be able to find a physician report with the revenue by physician, different things like that, or create one. We just haven't had the report writer class yet to be able to do that. In the finance meeting, we also talked about the professional and general liability, with that coming up it's renews basically January 1st. We would have a substantial penalty if we left this year, about $160,000. So we're talking in budget finance, we'll probably have to stay with that company, another year or through 2013. Hopefully they're bringing it back into Oklahoma, so that with it coming back into Oklahoma, we'll be able to save, our premiums won't be as high, and, we'll be watching that and monitoring that pretty closely and stuff. Unless there's questions, that's
Any questions or discussion for Albert? Thank you, Albert. Now we move on to the medical staff executive committee report. Chief of Staff, Dr. Elizabeth Kinsey.
The medical staff met, and as part of that, the credentialing committee recommended the appointment of Casey Swaden to the Allied Health staff. She's a PA. Do we need to vote on that?
Do you want to make a motion, or?
Yeah, if I can make a motion, I would move that we accept the appointment of Casey Swaden to Allied staff.
Second.
Motion by Dr. Elizabeth Kinsey and second by Steve Knox to approve appointment to the Allied Health staff, Casey L. Swaden. Sure seen her picture a lot in the paper and the newsgram. Glad to have her on board. Kelly is not here, is he? Oh, we do, don't we? Good thing you were watching me with Rick not here. We need a roll call vote.
Brown,
Yes.
Erickson,
Yes.
Kinsey,
Yes.
Knox,
Yes.
Long,
Yes.
Sanderson.
Yes. That didn't get till we got to that one. Is there anything to report for the foundation?
I would be glad to make a brief report.
Please do.
We're gearing up for, we're rapidly approaching the end of our matching program we have with Share Trust, as far as people contributing to the Share Medical Center Foundation. That ends October 31st, so we're going to be gearing up the next couple months to meet that goal. One other thing we're doing is we've talked for some time about the fact that we need to recognize the donors that have contributed to the foundation since it came into existence. And we've been looking at various things. We're probably going to do some type of wall display in the hospital to recognize those people, and we're wanting to do something to be very tasteful and artistic. We're trying to engage local artists to maybe come up with ideas and help us with that. So that's an ongoing project, but hopefully we'll start seeing some of that in the near future. That's about all I have right now.
That sounds neat. We've got some wonderfully talented local artists.
Yes. Yes, we do.
Okay, thanks, Steve. And the Alva Hospital Authority Chairman's report. That would be Jason. Jason's not here, and I was going to say, so I can say that Jason has nothing to report. However, we do want to mention that we've received from Cody Erickson a letter of resignation from the Alva Hospital Authority Board. I hate to accept it, but we will accept that. Cody's moving on, as everyone I'm sure has heard, to the Homestead. He's going to be our interim director at the Homestead. So,
What is the director?
the director of the Homestead. So we're very excited about that, and I know Cody's very excited about it too. And we'll still get to see Cody probably on the third Tuesday of every month.
I'll
So,
be here.
any new business? I'm not aware of any.
I know that Cody's had his hands full these last few days, but very excited about working with Cody, and I think he'll do a great job. When we talked to the residents and staff at the Homestead last week, it was very apparent that they welcomed him back, and we're excited to see him. So I think it's a good move on both our parts. So I am looking forward to that, seeing that move forward and making good changes.
Hit the ground running.
He's already running. I can tell you that.
You mentioned seeing Casey's photo at a lot of places.
Yes.
I gotta say, Casey has really stepped up in the clinic, and she kind of has the same goal that I have of being the best clinic that we possibly can. And so things are going very well there. Our patients are pleased, and we're just real happy with how things are running right now. Just trying to get into the message.
Yes.
Anything else? Regina? Bless Regina's heart. She has home health surveyors here today, so she's been very busy today. Jane, anything?
No, thank you.
Very good.
Okay. Did we set a record?
I think so.
This meeting is adjourned.